So if you want to read through number 60 just real quick and get some thoughts together, declare what you want your variables to be, and then we're going to come back and use your calculators. Okay, so what I did just real quick is I just kind of wrote down some information, just the basic foundations of what was given to us right away. It looks like we have a theater. The theater has a total of 900 seats, so that's a good foundation to kind of know. And we know that who attended the theater to the specific showing, there were children, students, and adults. So the last sentence says, how many children? So specifically it just wants to know the answer for X, but obviously that helps us with our variable, because that way we need to let X be at least the number of children, or Y, or whatever you want it to be, but I just went kind of in order was listed. So if X is the number of children, Y is the number of students, and Z is the number of adults. These are the only three types of people that attended. And guess what? 3 variables, so we have 3 equations here. The last thing they told us was, what they told us was how much each ticket was worth. So $4 per child, $6 for student, $8 for adults. And at the very end of all the screening, we had a total of $5,600 worth of ticket sales. Okay, so let's see if we can get some equations. Again, let's start out with, let's go to our units. Let's look at this first part. It's all about the number of seats. Well, I know that out of all those 900 seats, the people sitting in the seats were either the children, the students, or the adults. So the number of children and the number of students and the number of adults all had a total 900. There had to be a total of 900 of them. Granted, there could be 0 of one and 899 of another and then 1 of the third, but still, together, if we're going to fill this up, as it tells me we had full attendance, then all of these 3 added up together had to be 900. So that takes care of like number of this is total number of seats. Now let's go dollar amount. We have $4 per every child ticket, per mean multiply again, $6 per adult ticket or student ticket, and $8 per adult ticket. So dollar amount, dollar amount, dollar amount. The only dollar amount I have here is the total ticket sales, $5,600. All right, so there's 2 equations. We've got to have a third one. What is our third one? Well, if we go in there and read, it says that there were half as many adults as children and students combined. So the number of adults, which is Z, is half of means multiply, half of children and students combined, added up. I have to put this in parentheses though, because it has to be, the number of adults has to be half of these guys combined. So you need to combine those first, almost like your order of operations, and then take half of it. Okay, so let's kind of rewrite this third equation so we can actually have it in order so we can do our matrix. It's saying Z is equal to 1/2 X plus 1/2 Y. Or if we kind of rearrange all of these, it's really saying a negative 1/2 X minus 1/2 Y plus Z is equal to 0. Okay, so hopefully y'all kind of agree with me, but here's our first equation, here's our second equation, and then this one right here is really our third equation, because we have to make sure we're in the matrix form in order we can put them in there, that form. Okay, so let's just stick these all in the matrix and let our calculators help us out. The first column's all my x's, so 1, 4, and if you want to do negative 1/2 or negative 0.5, the same thing. It looks like we have 1, 6, and negative 1/2, 1, 8, 1, and then 900, 5,600, and 0. Okay, let's plug this in our calculators. If you want to pause it real quick, let's see what you get, and let's compare our answers. And as you're just typing this in real quick, just take a special note the fact that, the dimensions, there's 3 rows here in columns, so this is definitely a 3 by 4, and that when I go to put in these negative 1/2s in here, these negative 0.5s, make sure you take the time to make sure you use the negative key, not the minus key, but the negative key, okay? All right. When I kind of just go through that whole process, what comes out for me is a matrix that looks like this. We have 200, 400, and 300 in our solution matrix, or in that solution column. And if we just double check real quick, 2 plus 4 is 6, and 3 is 9, so there's a total of 900 in there. That's great. Right, and specifically, the question all it wants to know is how many children attended the show. Well, children was represented by X, which is this very first row. So it looks like the final answer is just 200 children attended. If it wanted the number of adults, then you would say 300 adults. If it wanted the number of students, then you would say 400 for the students. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm going to end this video for part 1, and I'm going to start part 2 off by again just showing you how to do another system of 2 equations by hand. So if you need more practice on that, I'm going to start the second one off with that, and then we're going to go into more matrices ideas.